After midnight. Your baby had finally fallen asleep. You had gotten into bed, you were about to sleep, and right at that moment your
What?
baby started crying. You got up. You went into the room. They needed you. You changed them, picked them up, rocked them. And at some point, in that dark room, your eyes burning with exhaustion, your baby buried their head into your shoulder. They took a breath. They settled, and you were standing there, in the middle of the night, one hand holding your baby while the other was free, thinking, is this enough? Am I a good enough parent? I know you're here to ask that question, and I need to tell you this. That night, in that dark room, tired and with your hair undone, what was happening in your baby's brain at that exact moment cannot be compared to anything you could buy from outside. So why? Think about this. Every day you do dozens of things. You pick them up so they can feed. You say their name. You smile when they open their eyes in the morning. You run when they cry. You hum a song. None of these things you do with a special plan. You do all of them simply because it comes from within you. But what if I told you this? Every single one of these things that just happens is creating 1 million new neural connections per second in your baby's brain. Every second, 1 million. And the thing shaping those connections most powerfully is not a toy, not a program, not a special course. It's you. But how? Which things? And why do some ordinary moments leave a much deeper mark than others? In today's video, there are 10 ordinary things. And one, the one I'll share at the very end, will completely change the way you put your baby to sleep at night after watching this video. If this channel has ever taught you something before, subscribe before we go on. Every week, real science for tired parents, in plain language, right here. The first thing. The way you say their name. When did you last say your baby's name? Maybe during a feed. Maybe you just looked at them and whispered it. That moment, that exact moment, something activated in your baby's brain. Harvard University researchers describe it this way. Hearing their name, specifically in your voice with your tone, activates the brain's regions for pleasure, trust, and emotional recognition all at the same time. But here's the surprising part. It's not just warmth. Frequency matters too. Babies who hear their name spoken in a positive tone multiple times a day during the first 12 months show significantly stronger development in the part of the brain responsible for emotional regulation and self-control in later years. Say your baby's name often throughout the day. Say it as if it's the most beautiful word in the world, because hearing their name from your mouth is something priceless to them. The second thing, your face when they open their eyes in the morning. Every morning, your baby opens their eyes and looks for you. And what do you do in that moment? Researchers call this the greeting response. Even 2-month-old babies read their caregiver's face with extraordinary precision. They're not just seeing you, they're scanning you. How are your eyebrows? Where are the corners of your mouth? What are your eyes saying? The only question is this world safe? Am I loved here? And when you look at them and your face says, seeing you is something wonderful for me, without a single word, oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin are released in your baby's brain simultaneously. All three at once. Think about that for a moment. This greeting, repeated every morning, forms one of the strongest foundations of secure attachment. And babies who develop secure attachment go on to build healthier relationships and handle stress better. Know that the first face they see every morning is yours, and that face tells them everything. The third thing, whether you put your phone down when your baby looks at you, I know this one feels a little different, not to judge you, but to give you information. What happens when your baby looks at you and you're looking at a screen? Researchers have documented this. When a baby encounters an expressionless, unresponsive adult face, even briefly, their stress hormone rises, their heart rate increases, they try to reconnect, they reach out, they make sounds. If no response comes, they withdraw. Babies cannot neurologically distinguish between a parent who is emotionally distant and a parent who is simply absorbed in their phone. The result for the brain is the same. But the good news is this: you don't have to be perfect every time. Nobody is. What matters is the overall pattern, and when you choose to look at your baby instead of a screen, that means you're doing something positive for their brain. My baby James. When he's awake, I try not to spend time on my phone or any other screen, because these moments of theirs won't last forever. They'll grow up and we'll miss these days. Don't you think so too? The fourth thing: how you respond when they cry, crying. The most primal sound. And how you respond to it is one of the most impactful things you do as a parent. John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth spent decades researching this. What happens when babies send a signal and caregivers respond consistently? What they found is the foundation of modern developmental psychology. Babies who receive consistent and warm responses to their crying develop secure attachment. And secure attachment is one of the strongest known predictors of long-term mental health. What matters isn't rushing to every cry within seconds. What matters is the overall sense: when I need them, they'll come. You pick them up, you talk to them, you simply let them feel you're there. You're not spoiling them. You're teaching their nervous system: the world responds to my needs. You're not alone. Distress is temporary, and I will help you. This isn't just comfort. This is a lesson that teaches them how to cope with stress for the rest of their life. The fifth thing: the way you touch them. Skin against skin. The warmth of your hand on their back when you hold them. The way you support their head when you pick them up. The Touch Research Institute at the University of Miami found this: babies who receive consistent and gentle physical touch in the first months of life accelerate the development of the protective nerve coating that allows the nervous system to work faster and more efficiently. Simply put, touch makes your baby's brain work better, but it goes even further than that. Touch is the primary way your baby's nervous system is regulated before they have the tools to regulate it on their own. When your hands are calm, slow, and warm, your baby's heart rate, breathing, and stress hormones literally synchronize with yours. Researchers call this physiological co-regulation. Your heartbeat, your breathing, your body temperature. These are the external regulators of your baby's entire biological system. When you hold them, you're not just comforting them, you're being their nervous system until they can run it themselves. The sixth thing: the tone of your voice when you're stressed. Not your words, not what you say, your tone of voice. Babies under 12 months cannot understand language in any meaningful way, but even 4-month-old babies can detect emotional information in vocal tone. They read your voice the way you read a face. Research using MRI technology shows this: when babies are exposed to stressed, tense, or harsh vocal tones, the amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, activates. Not because they understand you're stressed, because the acoustic properties of your voice, pitch, pace, tension, are being read as a threat signal. What does this mean? When you're having a hard day and your voice is tight, even if it's not directed at your baby's brain is registering stress in the environment. This isn't being said to force you to never feel stress. That's impossible. But knowing this matters. Taking even 30 seconds to breathe and soften your voice before interacting with your baby, to calm yourself, is one of the most effective things you can do for their developing nervous system. Your voice is your baby's emotional weather forecast. Keep it as calm and warm as you can. The seventh thing: how you react when they fall or get scared. Your baby falls, they bump their head, they startle, and before they cry, before the pain registers, they look at you. Developmental psychologists call this social referencing. From around 9 months, babies consistently look to their caregiver's face after any ambiguous or alarming event to understand how to interpret it. The reaction you show in that moment is the most powerful piece of data they have. If your face shows panic, your baby's brain reads that as confirmation that something catastrophic has happened, and their distress escalates dramatically. If your face shows calm reassurance, a slight smile, a soft, "You're okay, I'm right here," their brain registers the event as manageable, and their recovery is measurably faster. The calm you bring to the small, scary moments of your baby's day isn't just reassurance, it's the template for how they'll handle fear for years to come. The eighth thing, the music and sounds in your home. Most parents completely underestimate this. The acoustic environment your baby lives in is not background noise to them, it is primary sensory input. University of Washington researchers found this. 6-month-old babies are already absorbing the phonetic patterns of the language environment they're growing up in. And music specifically activates motor, auditory, and emotional systems in the baby brain simultaneously. In a way, almost no other stimulus does. Babies who are regularly exposed to music in the first year show stronger auditory processing, better emotional regulation, and higher spatial reasoning ability in later years. The lullaby you hum while holding them, the music playing in the kitchen, the melody you sing while carrying them, all of it is building auditory architecture in a brain that is listening to everything. The ninth thing, talking to them even when they don't understand a word, you talk to them. You narrate the world. "Look at that. Can you see the light? The light is so pretty." You ask questions they can't answer. Every word matters enormously. Hart and Risley's 30-year study found this. The number of words a baby hears in their first 3 years is one of the strongest predictors of vocabulary, reading ability, and academic achievement at age 10. But quantity alone isn't enough. Responsiveness matters too. The words that matter most are the ones that respond to what your baby is doing, looking at, or trying to communicate. When you follow their gaze and name what they're looking at, when you respond to their babbling as if it's conversation, this is called contingent talk, and it is the most powerful form of language input that exists. Tell them everything. They're listening, and their brain is building a language system that will serve them for the rest of their life. The 10th thing, the moment you hold them before they fall asleep. Now we've arrived at the most important one. This is the one. Every night, in whatever form it takes in your home, a feed, a rocking, a song, a quiet hold, there is a moment just before your baby crosses from wakefulness into sleep where they are in a state of profound neurological openness. Science calls this the hypnagogic state, the threshold between waking and sleeping. And this is one of the most powerful windows in the entire human day in terms of emotional memory encoding. What your baby feels in that moment, the physical sensation, the emotional tone, the scent, the warmth, the sound of your breathing, the rhythm of your heartbeat, is encoded with extraordinary depth. Sleep consolidates memory. And the last emotional input before sleep is one of the last things the brain processes before it begins its nightly work of consolidating everything it has experienced. What does this mean? The warmth of your arms in that moment, the sound of your voice or your heartbeat, the feeling of being held and safe and loved. This isn't just a nice end to the day. This is what your baby will carry into sleep. This is what their brain will process and file and keep. Researchers at the National Scientific Council on the Developing Child identified the consistent emotional quality of sleep transitions as one of the factors most strongly associated with a child's long-term sense of internal safety. What your baby feels each night as they drift into sleep is writing this into their nervous system. The world is fundamentally a good place, and I am loved. Now go back to that night. Your eyes burning with exhaustion in the dark room, the moment your baby buried their head into your shoulder. I don't know what that moment felt like. Maybe exhaustion, maybe doubt, maybe, am I enough? And then silence. But now you know. What your baby felt in that moment, that warmth, that heartbeat, that rhythm of your breathing, that scent, those things didn't belong only to that night. They were coded into their brain. Sleep processed them. And when they woke up in the morning, that was one of the things your baby carried inside them. You. In that exact night, hair undone with exhaustion that wouldn't end. None of these 10 things require special training. None of them cost extra money. They're all things you're already doing. The only difference is this: now you know why they matter. And sometimes that's all you need. Maybe the deepest things a baby will carry for life are given in the most ordinary moments, on the most exhausted nights, in that dark room where no one is watching. If this video made you feel something different today, you can subscribe here. Every week, big secrets from your baby's little world are waiting for you.